everyone, welcome to another episode of Document Understanding series powered by AI Accelerator podcast. I'm your host Nisarga Satish, and today we are exploring something that's taking document automation to a completely new level, and that is UiPath Intelligent Extraction and Processing, or IXP for short. If you've been following our Document Understanding series, you know we have covered a lot of ground with classic and modern experiences and even Gen AI capabilities, but IXP is where UiPath brings everything together and adds communication intelligence into the mix. And it's not just about processing documents anymore, it's about understanding the entire context of business communications. And today I'm absolutely thrilled to have Prasanna Vidhate with us. He's a senior automation engineer and he has been working extensively with IXP and has some incredible insights to share with us. Hi Prasanna, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Nisarga. Really excited to be here and dive into XP with you and listeners.
Alright, then let's start with the fundamentals. Prasanna, I think many of our listeners are familiar with document understanding, but IXP is a bit new term here. So it's better if we start from the basic definition of IXP so that listeners get a clear understanding of the concept.
Yeah, sure. That is a good question from you, Nisarga. So, IXP stands for Intelligent Extraction and Processing. At its core, it's UiPath's multimodal data extraction capability that converts data from both unstructured documents and communication into structured data that your systems can actually use. The key differentiator over here is the multimodal approach. Traditional document understanding focuses on documents, invoices, forms, contracts, but IXP takes it further by combining document understanding with communication mining. So now you are not just processing PDFs and images, you are also intelligently extracting insights from emails, chat messages, customer reviews, survey responses, and essentially any form of business communication.
Okay, that's fascinating, and it's really about breaking down the silos between document processing and communication analysis. Right, I imagine that's incredibly powerful for organizations that deal with both structured documents and unstructured customer communications.
Yeah, exactly. Think about an insurance claim. You might have structured claim form, but you might also have an emails from customers describing the incidents, maybe photos with handwritten notes and follow-up messages. IXP can handle all of that in one unified platform, extracting the relevant information regardless the source of format.
Okay, so Prasanna, with IXP handling everything from emails to complex documents, it's essential for us to know which capability to use for which type of content because it's definitely not a one size fit all concept, right?
Yeah, you are absolutely right, Nisarga. IXP actually provides three distinct capability types, and choosing the right one is crucial for optimal performance and cost efficiency. Let me break down them. So, if you're able to my screen, we first have the communications data. This is the short form of unstructured and communications. Think emails, chat, messages, customer reviews, survey responses. These capabilities are built on communications mining, and it's fantastic for understanding sentiment, routing, and extracting intent from the conversational data.
Okay, so that's where you analyze unstructured data like customer support emails or social media feedback and understand not just what's being said but also the intent behind that.
Yeah, precisely. The second capability, if you see on my screen, is unstructured and complex documents. These are free-form documents that might have tables, graphics, handwritten, and mixed layouts. Basically, documents that don't follow a consistent template. This uses generative AI extraction, which is powered by large language models. Here an important guideline. If your document is 50 pages or fewer, use this unstructured and complex documents capability.
Okay, And for documents over 50 pages, you'd use document understanding's generative extraction instead. It's optimized for handling large document volumes and with more efficiency.
Yeah, sure. And for the third and last capability, as you see on my screen, is the structured and semi-structured documents. This is for documents which with consistent layouts, like the standard invoices, tax forms, purchase orders. This uses the traditional document understanding approach, either classic or model experience, and it's incredibly accurate when you are dealing with the templated documents.
Okay, so here it's also important to keep in mind the decision framework of what to use in which scenario, right? So if I'm processing customer emails, I'd use communication data. If I have a 30-page complex contract with mixed format, for instance, I'd use unstructured and complex data. And if I have a really lengthy document, let's say 100-page legal document, I'd use DU generative extraction. And if I have standard invoices, I'd stick with traditional document understanding.
Yeah, Nisarga, you have told the perfect summary, and not just that, you can also combine these capabilities in mixed use cases, right? For example, option one might be the communication plus structured documents. Imagine if you are processing insurance claims, where you receive customer emails describing the incident along with the standard claim forms. You would use communication minings for emails and document understanding for the forms, all within one IXP project.
Okay, and the flexibility here is incredible.
Yeah, IXP is very flexible.
All right, Prasanna. So this is where I think a lot of our listeners will really appreciate the detail. All right. So the IXP cloud interface has multiple tabs and each serving specific purpose. So let's go through them systematically so our listeners understand not just what each of them does, but when and why they are used. So let's start with the administration page.
Yeah, perfect. So when you first log in to the IXP, if you see my screen, okay, if you go to the IXP tab over here, there is an administration option over here, right? The administration page is your control center for managing the platform. If you go into the administration option, so it has basically 6 key tabs, right? The first tab is the manage access. This is where you assign the roles to the users. Now here's something important, right? IXP uses role-based access control, which means you can't assign individual permissions. Instead, you assign predefined roles, and each role comes with a specific set of permissions baked in.
Okay. So it's designed for security and simplicity. You're not creating custom permission combination that might accidentally create security gap here.
Exactly. This is crucial for compliance. You assign someone as an administrator, developer, or viewer, and they actually get the appropriate permissions. No room for misconfigurations. The second tab is the My Account. This might seem simple, but it's actually really important for enterprise scenarios. This is where you generate the APIs keys. I mean, you can use that. I mean, leverage the this model from the different tenant via this tab. The third tab is the maintenance. This is the resource monitoring dashboard. You can see the consumption limits, current usage for data sets, sources, integrations, basically all platform resources you are using.
Okay, and this is very critical for capacity planning. And if you're approaching your limits, you can easily and proactively request for more resources or optimize your usage before you hit a wall. So it's like a fuel gauge, basically.
Yeah, that's right. The fourth is our source tab. This is where you manage your raw collections of messages. Think of sources as an input pipelines for your communication data. For example, you might connect an email box as a source, or a survey response database, or chat transcripts from your customer service platform. IXP pulls data from these sources and train your models, right? So for that we use the sources tab. Then we have the integrations tab. This is where you set up connections with external services, email servers, database, third party APIs, whatever systems IXP needs to communicate with, right? And the last one is the alert tab. This is proactive monitoring system. You can create alerts basically based on the specific conditions. For example, notify me if the average quality of the service drops below 90%. Alert me if the message volume exceeds 10,000 in a day. You link these alerts to the specific data sets. I mean, you can do that and define the thresholds for them, set the time periods, and even filter which messages should trigger alerts, right?
Fantastic. So that's the administration page, the governance and management layer. And now moving forward, let's talk about project level tabs. So that's where the actual work happens.
Right. When you are working on the specific IXP project, you have, the three main tabs, right? First one is the build, measure, and publish. So let's start with the build, right? Build tab. I mean, what is important? So this is your development workspace where you create and train more your model. It has the several key functions. Then we have the measure tab. It's your analytics dashboard. Once you have sufficient training data, typically at least 10 annotated examples per field, the platform automatically computes meaningful statistics, right? You will see detailed performance metrics, overall project score, classifier scores, extractor scores. You get F1 score, precision and recall, and broken down by field group and even individual fields, right? And last one we are having is the publish tab. This is your version management happens. As you iterate on your model, you will have multiple versions. Publish, lets you manage those versions and mark specific versions for staging or production, and even revert to previous versions if needed.
Okay, that's very thorough. So if I deploy a model version and it's actually performing bad than the previous version, I can just easily revert it back.
Yes. And this is just brief explanation of build, measure, and publish tab. We will discuss in detail about these things while we are creating a demo project that we will do it soon.
Okay, Prasanna, that was a very thorough walkthrough. And of course, we'll be continuing with the cloud when we create a project demo. And we've talked about IXP and what it can handle. So now let's get to the bottom line. Right. So what are the tangible advantages that organizations are seeing when they implement IXP?
Business drives are really compelling, right, Nisarga? So first and foremost, IXP automates high volume variable format document processing. We are talking about organizations processing thousands and even millions of documents, right? And communications that don't follow neat templates. Traditionally, this meant armies of people doing manual data entry, but with IXP, you dramatically reduce that manual effort while simultaneously improving accuracy. And when we are doing the projects with the communications and the documents, the accuracy matters.
Okay, Prasanna, that's all for today's podcast. And thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights. And I believe people will find it encouraging and knowledgeable. And
Thank you.
yes, and we'll get back with the second episode on more practical discussion with hands-on sessions on creating project and more. So please stay tuned and thank you so much.
Thank you, Nisarga. Thank you to all listeners. Bye.